Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Welcome, world. This is your host, Jania Butler, with the New American Perspective. And I got my garb on. I got my red on, and you're going to see something different today. Again, this is Jania Butler, the New American Perspective. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We got a great show for you today. Okay, so first, the debate is coming up on Monday. Who's watching the debate? Are you watching the debate? Are you going to be tuning in on Monday? I think this is going to be the most watched presidential debate of our time, okay? Because you have the mighty Kamala Harris, and you got the mighty President Donald Trump, okay? And they're debating. Now, this is going to be a little rough, okay? Because the gloves are off, right? So the women thing is out there. You know, what is Trump going to do, and what is Trump going to say about the women issues? Because if he goes too hard on her, knowing that he's already been convicted of rape, convicted of, you know, a whole bunch of heinous crimes around women, right? So where is he going with that, right? So what is he going to do? What do you think that he's going to say? Do you think that he's going to draw blood? Okay. And do you guys see, you see my red, right? So now when we look at red, we don't no longer think of just somebody that's wearing red is a blood gang member, but we're now MAGA gang members USA. And I'm wearing a black owned merchandise, right? And from the Las Vegas area, they sent it out. They said, look, Jania, the black people, this is our Underground Railroad edition. The black people can't wear the Make America Great hats again without being attacked in the streets. So what we going to do? So you know what this is? This says Trump 2024, right? In numbers. So these are the numbers, the 20 T, the 18 R, the U, the 21 U, the 13 M, the 16 P, the letters of his name in the letters of the alphabet, the numbers of the alphabet, and where the letters are in the alphabet. So I'm rocking this. Don't nobody know what it say yet. Big up to BJ Hill out there in Las Vegas, and the big dog who runs the 2018-21-13-16. And you could log on to 2018-21-13-16.com. And we're going to be doing some things. We're going going on the road. How do I look? Do I look okay? Am I looking okay? Yeah, okay. So anyway, what are we going to focus on here? What are we doing? So I got my MAGA on for Monday. Okay. Now I'm a little nervous because does Monday or one debate determine who the winner is going to be? And are we ready to accept the winner of the debate? Are we ready to accept the winner in November? I'll tell you, I'm a little nervous and wondering where our country is, because, you know, the other day you seen Vice President Kamala Harris getting off the plane, or was she going on to the plane? Either one, but she had her earphones in. And she was like, hey, I'm not talking, got my earphones, I'm on the phone, I'm talking Secret Service. She was probably listening to herself do the debate and trying to memorize her words and stuff like that. She's probably under deep pressure, which she is. She's under pressure. So now what are we going to do about it, right? She's not talking. I would like to hear. We don't even have anything to talk about when it comes to her. Ever since all we got is the high point at the DNC and everything she did at the DNC to now the low point of now she's not talking. Now, did you see the debate? I mean, not the debate. Did you see her interview which she had with Tim Walz? Listen, it was her and Tim. It was scary, kind of. Do you want the president sitting next to their vice president like that, looking like they twiddling their feet underneath the table, like, don't say that, yes, say that. And, you know, she was a little off. She was a little off. You know, I think deep down in my heart, I'm rooting for her to stand up as a woman. I don't want her to be the president of the United States, not because she's a woman, not because, you know, she's faking that she's a black woman. It's just I don't think that she's ready. I don't think that she's prepared to be the president. And sometimes you got to know when to say when. You got to say, I'm not ready for this right now, even though it's your moment. And you can't back down. But the thing is, just like Hillary, right? Hillary went, she stepped up to her moment. They had her all hype. They just knew Hillary was going to win. Hillary was like, yeah, I got this. See ya, Trump. See ya. And then President Trump won. So we can't be so sure about poll numbers and things of the nature. And then right now they're pretty much neck and neck. So where are we going with this, right? Where are we going? Now, you know, I always ask you, where are we going? How do you feel? I want to hear from you. What do you think should be happening at the debate? What should they be talking about? What I'm going to go over, and we'll finish when I'm going to go over on our first half, is what the GOP platform is, right? We have everybody talking about to Project 2025. Now, again, Project 2025 is by the Heritage Foundation, which was in office, around since about 1980. And they have made recommendations, just like many organizations and foundations do. They made recommendations for the president that they want to see for this group. And they say, this is what we like to see. This is how we see it going. So now what the Democrats have done, they made this absolute talking points, right? Branded the Project 2025 with the Trump campaign, even though it has nothing to do with it. Yeah, there's many people over there that work for the Trump campaign. Is that allowed or not? It's allowed. It really is. So let me go over some of the things. So the 2024 GOP platform, Make America Great Again. We know that part. So 2018, 21, 13, 16. See, I think this works for the African American because this is a way for us to not feel shamed and feel like we can still be a part. Trump. I'm messing with him. Okay, so what we have here, let me go over some of the key points here. I'm going to pull my trusty phone up here, and let's just look really quick over some of the stuff they say. I see common sense, common sense, common sense. So this is a common sense, a return America first. Return to common sense. So we've been woke. We've been in the woke culture. And we've been in the twilight zone. Now, what I'm saying is, where are we going from here? America first, a return to common sense. Okay, so now let's look at the points that they're trying to make. The dedication to the forgotten men and women of America. Don't you think that's a good one? Because have the men and women of America been forgotten? I think they have. You know, you've got a lot of the Black African American women rallying behind Kamala, and forgetting that you might be putting us in some sort of uncompromising position. Because as the migrants continue to flow through, you got to remember that they got to go somewhere. They're coming to the hoods. They got to work somewhere. They're working in the hoods. And they got to compete with somebody. Are they competing with us? Do we not care? Do we feel like that our community is ready for competition? I don't think this relationship is ready to handle competition. LL Cool J words. Okay. So look, to make clear our commitment, we offer to the American people the 2024 GOP platform to make America great again. It is, and I'm going to say, let's make it great. Maybe it was great for some in America, but let's make it great for the first time for everybody else if they don't feel that way, right? It is a forward-looking agenda that begins with the following 20 promises that we will accomplish very quickly when we win the White House and the Republican majorities in the House and the Senate. Okay. What they fail to tell you, and again, this is all your Democrat stuff. What they fail to tell you is that Congress is running. The House and the Senate have races too in 2024. So all of your Congress people are up for re-election. They're being quiet because they don't want to hip everybody to them. They know right now this is a numbers game. And the numbers that they got today, they're probably good. They don't want to wake the bear and then have to work harder than they would if I didn't say anything about me running. Right now, everything is fine. I'm a campaign light because really the focus is on Trump and Kamala Harris. Okay, great. So now, we're going to take a break, short break. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to go over the 20 points. And then we've got our great guest this afternoon, Sesson Adams. What a story. He's been a Democrat. Now he's a Republican. He's running for assembly in Harlem this November, and it's up. So Millennium News 24, Millennium 24 TV. We're here. We're in the mix. Roku, Amazon Fire, all branded smart TVs, Sky Network, Horizon. We're here. This is Jania Butler, the New American Perspective, and we'll be right back. And we are back with that New American Perspective. So let's go over our points, right? To make our clear commitment, we offer the American people the 2024 GOP platform. Now, that's not Project 2025. No matter what kind of Jedi mind trick that they try to put on us, it's not Project 2025. They'll get the recommendations, but that don't mean that Trump is running with it. And then, this is the ultimate racist regime. They use fear tactics and fear mongering instead of education in the Democratic community. And there is my problem. Every time, teach the people what they are looking at. Don't just sign them up and say, ooh, you can be nothing else but a Democrat. Telling you that you got to stay at the bottom of the food chain. Because that's what's happening. I done dropped my phone, people. 1 second. Doing too much, right? Yelling and all that stuff. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's get into it. Number 1. Seal the border. This is his number 1. Like it? Seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. No brainer, right? Now, how do you feel about the migrants coming across? Do you feel like it's justified? Do you feel like, we should have open borders where they're pouring in, coming from every country across the world and taking their shot and using our taxpayer money for their shot? They're not even coming with enough money to make it. Remember, the American dream, you got $5 in a dream. Are they coming with at least $5? I don't know. Number 2, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. That's number 2. So that means that they're going to try to round up, and this is where it gets technical, and this is where people start feeling some type of way, because it seems inhumane. Right? That you're just going to round up every migrant that came across this border during this Harris administration, and you got to go back. I feel bad for those that have taken this trek, but you did it illegally. Go legally. I can't say, well, come on in, let them stay because, they made it here. Now, one of my friends, Anthony, he said to me one time, he's from Honduras. He said, listen, if they jumped fences, swam lakes with kids on their backs, and they did all of these things to get here, then let them stay. We're paying for it. I don't know. I think that America already eats its citizens, and now this administration has put these folks before the rest of the community, and that's not it. So I'm with the America First. And I think most of our community is with America First. We just want to be a part of that first. And that's a good part, right? So we got end inflation and make America affordable again. Duh. I like these. I'm 3 in, and I like it. Make America, this is number 4, make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. So I got to go into that because I want to see more about how we do that. How do we do that? How do we become the dominant energy producer? I'm not sure. I'm going to look into that and get back with you next week on that. Okay? That was number 4. Number 5, stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. Duh. Now, I want to say, I think this is where the benefits come for us having President Trump as a businessman. He knows how to zero in on the issue. Let's fix that. Let's go ahead and fix that. That's how we want to stop outsourcing. We want to stop giving our jobs to other countries and then say, where are our jobs in this country? Then let's create what we need here. Let's build it out. The stuff that we're paying these other countries, let's pay ourselves. Nothing wrong with this so far. Number 6, large tax cuts for workers. Large tax cuts for workers. And no tax on tips. Oh, man. Now, that's what? Number 6? Now, that's the funny part, right? Because number 6 really speaks to the whole little going back and forth between President Trump and Kamala Harris, because first, this administration actually tax tips. There's tax on tips. So when you go to a restaurant, and now we've gone from a tip being something, a gesture, a simple gesture, to now the payment that these people, these waiters and waitresses, after they done wait on you to bought all your food, you're basically paying their salary. All you're doing is paying for the food. They give them a couple dollars, and then they say, work for the tips. So they was working for the tips so hard, this administration said, give us a couple dollars. This administration eats us. We must stop eating our citizens. Okay? We must. Okay, so now Kamala Harris is back on no tax on tips. So she's literally trying to do the Jedi mind trick on things that she knows that is not going to fly with everybody else. Okay? How you like them? Do you like the garb? 2018, 21, 13, 16, 2024. So this is our secret Underground Railroad shirt that only we know. So I'm gonna rock it today, and I'll take some video of me out rocking it and see if I'm okay outside. Okay. So large tax cut for workers. This is number 6. Number 7 is defend our Constitution. Okay. Our Bill of Rights and our fundamental freedoms. I like it. Including freedom of speech. Which, do we have freedom of speech anymore in America? I don't know. Freedom of religion. Do we have freedom of religion? Because I don't know. The Muslims seem like they're being attacked. You know, I don't know. We haven't heard about the Catholics in a while. They must be getting their act together. What's up? I haven't heard anything. And the right to keep and bear arms. Big in our communities, right? So how do you feel about the Second Amendment? Do you feel like we should have these gun rights? Do you think what do you think? I think that we should have the right to bear arms. I think that we should also have the right to be in a free society without guns too. So am I the right person to talk about it? No. So the number 8, prevent World War III. Restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country, all made in America. I'm going with it so far, people. I'm looking for some objections. Homeboy said that he's going to prevent World War III. Thank God. Don't we need to be thinking that way, right? We need to prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome. So he's saying, put the dome around America. Tough. That's a G check. Put the dome around America, and we're going to go ahead and be safe up in it. And then the Iron Dome, we're going to make it like we did the Holland tunnels and all of that. It's going to be a sphere on a sphere. That's a good one. Number 8, prevent World War III. Okay, no, that we just did that one. Sorry. Number 9, end the weaponization of government against the American people. They're listening. This is why I'm team 2018, 21, 13, 16. This is why. Because that's it. That was it. And the weaponization of government against the American people. Now you might say, Jania, how is the government going against the American people? Let's start in our community. Child support. What is child support doing to our Black man? Now, I'm not saying that we don't need child support. But when child support begins to cripple somebody to the point that they can't work, when America began to cripple us to the point that we can't make the moves, we can't chase the American dream. They want to give us little concessions, little one-offs. And we're supposed to vote 4 years. Oh, 4 years in, Hakeem Jeffries is going to be the first Black Speaker of the House. I'm proud of that. But I'm going to need 4 years worth of concessions for the people you serve, my man. That's what I'm going to need. 4 years of worth of concessions for that. So when we come back and we're at number 10, remind me. I mean, we're at number 9. No, we're at number 10. Stop the migrant crime epidemic, demolish the foreign drug cartels, crush gang violence, and lock up violent offenders. What else do we want? So this is Jania Butler, Millennium TV, Millennium News 24. We're here 24/7, and we're going to take a break and be right back with our special guest. You see him pop on, Sesson Adams. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Hi, Sesson. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Okay.
Jania.
Okay. Great. So we're going to take a break, and then we'll come right back.
Sure thing.
We're at our 12:30 break. So, okay. So, well, let's just jump in, Seth. I'm not going to waste no time with
All
you.
right.
Welcome to the show. This is the New American Perspective. You see, I got on my garb today. I got on my 2024 garb. Now, Seth,
yes.
Just so you know, so can you see clearly? Can you see me clearly? I don't know. But this is a new piece from my guy out in Las Vegas, merchandising out there.
Okay.
It's called 2018, 21, 13, 16, which are the numbers in the alphabet that spell Trump.
Mm.
So this is the Underground Railroad for the Black community. So we can rock our Trump stuff without the dyslexic people knowing what we're doing.
I know that's right.
So I'm rocking my piece today for the debate on Monday. So, people, we have a great show with this young man that you see today. So first, Seth, tell us about who you are, what you're doing, what you're going through, and how you stand as a Black man and the things that a Black man goes through. I'm going to go ahead and sip some coffee and let you go ahead and get them for a second, and I'm going to trump back in.
All right. Okay. Well, Jania, thank you for this time and opportunity to be able to speak. My name is Sesson Adams. I'm former 70th Assembly District in Harlem's county committeeman under Charles Rangel up until about 2017. Former special assistant to the New York City Controller, John C. Liu. Shout out to John. And worked in the New York City Controller's office in the Bureau of Accountancy up until about August 2023. And now, with Harlem's blessing, I'll be Assembly elect as their assemblyman come November 5th, to summarize it.
Well, hold on. Because I think that you remember that I actually ran for office in 2018 as a Republican in Harlem. So
Yes,
what we haven't discussed is how you came from Democrat to Republican. Because back in I'm gonna pull you up now, because back
Right
in
on.
2017, 2018, you was like, what is you doing? What is you doing? So tell us how and why you made the switch.
All right.
And welcome to the team, by the way.
Thank you.
We're gonna
Thank
get you.
you.
We're gonna get you some guard.
I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Uh, well, while working with the controller, and it was a great experience being able to see how the city was run up close, understanding the different communities. We had the highest rated, I guess, constituent turnout rate within going and touching base within the community face to face during his tenure. I was glad to be a part of that because I got a chance to see a lot of the beautiful aspects of New York City's diverse communities and pocketed gems that they have within eateries and places to go. And nightlife used to be vibrant back then. Pre-pandemic. But it was a different vibe and different time then. While working with John, I also got a chance to be able to study how the city's finances work, how to be able to uh, attack issues via the power of the finances. Okay, oversight and finance, making sure everybody was doing their jobs and duties pertaining to why they were being paid. And he was a good advocate and auditor in that. So I learned a lot. With that, my mom was a Republican her whole life, and coming up and I guess making a decision, helping out, and coming from the Plasters Union out of Philadelphia. I was always helping out Democrats, and came up here in New York around 2008, 2009. Helping out Bill Lynch and Associates, wound up, helping out John Lew and Cy Vance get in office. And, their values were my values. Democratic Party was good in my eyes then. As time went on and as we were fighting for people's rights, I would address the issues of the Black community, brown community, any community that was coming to me in order to advocate on their behalf to any elected official, because I was a kind of committeeman in my district, and also special assistant emeritus to John Lew. So I was always in the mix and being able to help out and advise.
Seston, how did you become on the winning team? That's what
Okay.
how did you start winning?
So I'm going to get there. So listen, within all, I'm trying to give, the understanding of it, because it hurt me to see this happen. I have family that's been, I guess, in diplomacy or working in diplomatic relations for the United States since 1967. So I never felt political strife or backlash for any private religious decision that I chose to do for myself or family. But lo and behold, as I was in the party and seeing a lot of the miscues and things that were happening, and I would try to address it and shoot it up the chain. And okay, look, this is going on. I'm getting these complaints. Could we do something about it? And I would, give suggestions on how we could rectify or remedy it. Sometimes things happen. Other times, they would go unscathed on the majority part when it came down to the mass. Okay, and I would question, how could we do this to our vets? Meaning not address their issues with landlord tenancy, addressing issues with uh, agencies that were wrongly billing or doing, you know, unethical practices, I guess, on a daily basis. And it was, it got to be tiresome. And because I'm a man of action, and, after, I guess, the policies that they were implementing and imposing were against my family values, uh, I basically said, I have to go and try the other side because they keep saying that they're in the way. So being a man of action, I said, okay, I'm going to go and try to do my best with the Republican Party and work to see if we can make some things happen. And I wound up having a bipartisan, before I made the switch, I had a bipartisan meeting at my apartment in Harlem. And I had a gentleman of the name of Bob Salson come, who was a Republican district leader. And myself being a county committeeman, I gathered probably about 25 people to come to this meeting, private little meeting. And basically, there were other community leaders. And I said, look, if we have an issue with Republicans, I'm bringing a Republican here so we can try to negotiate whatever it is that we have issue with and come to a understanding in order to get things done for our community. And, Oz was with it. Everybody, pretty much Democrat, was like, well, I'm not sure that they're not going to like this. And I'm like, they're not going to like it. We have to organize in order to be able to tell what we want to be able to happen in our community. And if they're saying that, the other side is blocking us, well, I brought the other side. Let's hash out whatever policies we want to, see implemented and try to come to terms, because they would benefit our community, right? We can get more resources like this. And, I got a bunch of, we'll see. And I said, well, you know what? I liked Oz Sultan's proposal within economically driving and helping seniors and veterans in the community, as well as the ideas of public safety that he was looking to enforce, and making sure that the community understood their rights in order to be able to work with the law enforcement to keep crime at bay with gangs. And now we have, as we see, illegal immigrant gangs, which is another variant factor, which only come out of an actual prison. That's a whole nother topic. But within that, dealing with the issues at the time, I basically asked Sultan to help me run a campaign. I became a district leader in the 71st Assembly District as a Republican district leader and a state committeeman. And I was thinking I was just okay. My mom was Republican her whole life, and she helped our community out in Philadelphia. I didn't see anything wrong with it, right? My family was diplomatic. So, that doesn't matter, Democrat or Republican. They work for the benefit and the foreign policies of the United States of America via the State Department.
I gotta chime in real. So are you missing the point that Jania ran for office in Harlem and that didn't help you at all?
Oh, absolutely.
As a Republican stepping
absolutely.
out back then?
Listen.
Because that's the reason why I did it. It wasn't so much that Harlem is a D85. Let me just give the people a little something real quick. Harlem is a D85 district, meaning Democratic 85%, right? So somebody has a Republican coming in, your numbers are low. But
Mhm.
thought back then, listen, let's start the conversation. And what is happening and what I see is that new black Republicans are blossoming up and popping up all over. Right. Because there's another lane of money. There's another lane for us the conversation that if it's not working over here, that we can have a conversation, build on policy from there. So now tell me, what does the assembly actually do? So when you get in office, what's your first day? What does assembly do?
Well, the first day I plan on actually working to assemble and bring in a good staff. The staff would consist of paralegals to be able to help out within the structuring, within calling assemble to the actual district. I plan on doing things a little bit back to the people style, assembling the district in quorum via Zoom and or if you can't make it and get into the building, you'll be able to do it via electronically. But be able to assemble a quorum to hash out the issues and write and propose assembly legislative laws or policy in order to be able to help better enable and assist and aid and assist the actual Harlem residents by improving their quality of life. But when I assemble them and within those meetings, I will be able to bring forth the actual laws and benefits that are already on the books to be able to help them out on their daily needs and resources and programs instead of focusing them on migrants. Making sure that within that assembly, we have a quorum enough in order for the issues and agenda that we have to put in up to a remedy by putting in the policies and bill and legislation, be able to kick into or go up to the actual congressional level by having a quorum in seating in assembly. And by doing that, we can better have an understanding on what's going into the bills that we're actually writing, right? We can assemble by edifying the actual people, educating the actual people within the civics of the basic powers they have within enforcing their rights in government, uh, be able to, I guess, say, hey, look, we can reclaim New York City. We can take back our parks. We'll have a better uh, option in dealing with the policies that we have for our schools pertaining to our education, our books, uh, and things of that sort. But, basically I'll be able to assemble the people and go through the actual issues of the Harlem district and bring the remedies directly to the people, make sure they have access to all stages within, and make sure that they're properly in place within the aspects of their government to be able to oversee these bills that are being passed, like the neighborhood advisory boards, the community council, the community boards, the actual educational council boards, the precinct councils, so forth and so on, but actually be community engaged and know the process that it takes in order to be able to have government work for them again.
Okay, Cecil, we gotta go. We gotta take a break. I know we gotta take a break now, and we'll come back and talk more about what you feel about the migrant issues. And you got some things that you want to get off your chest. Is that right?
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure.
Absolutely.
But hold on to that.
Yes,
hold on to that,
definitely.
And we're gonna be right back. We only got about 15 more minutes, but he's gonna give us some tea in this last 15 that we want to hear about, because as a black man, he's been going through stuff, and we're trying to figure out, well, is it because he want to make America great, or is it just because he's a black man? Either way, Millennium News 24, the New American Perspective. I'm your host, Jania Butler, and we'll be right back with Cesson Adams, running for assembly in District
70th Assembly District in Harlem.
Which one?
The 70th.
The
in Harlem.
70th Assembly District in Harlem. We're
Yes.
winning that seat. We'll be right back.
All right. Thank you.
And we are back. How'd you like that little tune? Did you hear the little tune going
I like
in?
that. I was sitting here bobbing.
Was you rocking to it?
Oh, I was.
You know
I
I
was.
gotta keep it hip hop up in here. Okay.
Yes.
So we're back with Sesson Adams, candidate for Assembly District 70. Assembly District 70 in Harlem, USA. And we're talking with Sesson. And so, Sesson, tell the people what you've been going through and where you need us at, where you need us in these streets for you.
Well, I'll tell you like this. The people in Harlem know me from being able to get them jobs. I more reluctant. I was always fighting to get them permanent jobs or actual work and employment throughout the year, just besides the actual election cycles. So they know I'm heart and true with that, with being able to take care of their families, people being able to have an honest living to take care of their families, and whatever issues within government, I was always trying to be able to help aid and assist them through the bureaucracy of it all, by working with the controller's community action center, that used to be headed by Carmen Martinez back in the day. That was outstanding. It used to actually do help within prison recidivism, fighting bills, discrepancies, any type of community action pertaining to dealing with helping somebody out on a city level. I worked directly with them majority of the time, interfacing a lot of the problems that I was taking in from working directly with John, the controller. And, I learned a lot, and being able to have those positions and access and seeing how things work and seeing where the fraud lies in the actual daily practices that we can cut out, and cut waste, fraud, and abuse. But now it's gotten to be blatant, just policy disrespect within giving resources to illegal immigrants. So I'm trying to show the people how to reclaim their access to getting benefit when they demand it. And I want to be able to write the laws that go for those purposes and be able to stimulate the economy and help the, federal government and local government interface to be able to get whatever resources we can get and grants coming therefore.
And so how do we help you get out the vote for November? Because you're going into the general election, correct?
Yes. Well, the election is I'm looking for the people that know when they see me on the ballot to be able to vote. I'm looking for those that want to be able to have a change instead of just voting for a candidate that would be, in a sense, bought and paid for, because if you're already connected to lobbying firms and deep Democratic ties that haven't been doing anything for the actual people in the actual community that we live in, switch it up for a chance. Come this way, vote over here, and actually get the access of government back to the people, being able to actually be able to call your actual assemblyman or run through his office and query something and actually get a resolve. To be able to, I'll be able to have civic engagement classes to be able to hold other my elected officials as myself and other elected officials accountable. And I don't think any other candidate will be running on that platform to be able to teach the people that they serve how to actually get remedy from the elected officials that actually omit their problems or issues, and if they feel like they don't have a voice, vote for me, and I definitely make sure that you have a voice, because I've always fought.
Awesome. And so you've worked with some folks that are doing some big things right now. You've worked with Tamika Mallory in the past. You worked
Yes,
with Reverend Al Sharpton. How
yes.
are they now? That the fact that you went from being, with them on the front lines. I think that you and Tamika had business dealings and things of that nature. And so, how are they? How are they now that you're on the front lines of the other team? How are they with you?
Well, in the heart of heart, they're good people, so I know they have to have love. But we haven't been in contact since, because I've been working forth and dealing with family, growing my family,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to help aid and assist the community where I can, and getting my name out there, while dealing with the lawfare that and backlash that it took from being able to switch parties. I've had a lot of libel and slander to my name coming from the Democratic side, and when it comes down to people not, I guess, communicating with you when you're going through adverse times, that's totally understood. Everybody has their position, and everybody's, I do shout out her and say I guess she's trying to do her uh, transition into podcasting as well. So, much respect to her and my side. Um, but, to be able to have a platform like this, to be able to speak truth, bring truth to light, uh, you know, to be able to be here to take questions and query any questions within, what qualifications I may have to be an assembly, instead of just a regular inside, Democratic uh, elected or selected person or lineage person, that you're going to probably get the same results that you're getting now, which are your benefits and programs and schools and everything else, and public safety, peace of mind, parks, recreation centers. Anything that you've probably had to be able to call Harlem, has been just given to people that haven't voted a day in their life. But know that your Democratic folks are trying to get that to happen. So, if this is a land where you come through the process of immigration in a proper manner, and you would understand that, to be rushed to the front of the line before the people that have worked here, bled, sweat, they cried New York, and everything that they do, right? New York blue, and understanding that your elected officials have been giving your funds away to somebody else and giving a free ride off of federal tax dollars. So if you want to vote for that again, then I guess that would be called, I don't know.
Insanity.
I
Doing
don't I don't know what to call that, but
over and over again
yeah.
that you're
Uh,
going to get different results. It's insanity. The way that we wrote for the Democratic Party is insanity. So now, Sesson, we got 2 minutes.
all right.
What about the debate on Monday? Who's going to win? What's your take? How do you feel?
Well, I automatically know Trump is going to win, because he's going to stick to policy. Dealing with talking with policy, we have some, they have none. I was at the RNC convention. I'm a person that can be reached out to. Anybody that knows me, I query and put into action whatever it is necessary to be able to get the results needed. And I think on Monday, you'll see Trump do the same. Within sit back and allow Kamala to, I guess, put on whatever show she's going to put on, and hopefully she can come up with some certified policies that she's going to implement, and within the time that she's in office, not on day one. Actually, help the people out now. I'm all for that.
Mhm.
So, if Trump sticks to, I guess, dealing with the policies and answering his questions and being able to ask the questions promptly to her, I know they'll see that who's the qualified candidate to be the 47th president of the United States of America.
Yeah, 47. And so, Sesson, thank you. I'm sorry that we'll talk more, and I want you to come back on and tell us how you are doing on the trail and how we can help here at Millennium News 24 is your friend, and we'll get you on some other shows on the station. But this is the first Republican show on the nation, on the station. So I had to represent, and you are my first Republican candidate on the station. So I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you listening to me long ago, sir, and jumping on the right team.
Yes.
I'm proud to see you. I back you, my brother. I stand with you. Let's go. I am a citizen. This is the New American Perspective. I'm Jania Butler. You heard it from Sesson Adams, and we're out.
Peace. Thank you, Jania. Appreciate you.
Yes, always. Anytime.